my favorite thing, to meet the member. John, the floor is yours. And, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever.
I'll do my best. I assure you, I'm not interesting, so this should be swift. Good afternoon, everyone. I am John Zapotocky. I love that picture because I am far more gray now. So if you don't mind, just look at that. I am a recovering CPA. So my wife and I live in Hamden Township, and with the exception of 2 years, I have lived in this area my entire life. At the ripe age of 1, I moved here from Chicago. I had the best childhood, If anyone's seen that show Stranger Things, anyone? Yeah. That was me. At that time, I was one of those 4 kids riding their bikes around, playing Dungeons and Dragons, playing video, loving all things sci-fi. So that was my childhood. Couldn't have asked for better. Let's see, Catholic school my whole way up, including Bishop McNevin. Fun fact, I started working at the age of 12, and by working I mean not like cutting grass for the folks or anything like that, but I was a paper boy. That was a thing, by the way. That was a thing. Paper boys existed. The Patriot News had not 1 but 2 editions. They had the morning news and the evening news. Well, that's right. In fact, so drawn to work and hard work that my first taxable job, I'm talking W-2 earnings, stuff like that, was at McDonald's at the ripe young age of 14. 14. How does a McDonald's hire at 14? I'm happy to confess that I lied on my application. I absolutely did. And so while there are countless servicemen that have lied on their applications to get into the Army early, they wanted to go and fight the Germans or do whatever they wanted to do. I lied on a McDonald's application about my age, not just to work there early, but for an extra $1 an hour at the age of 16, you couldn't work the grill. Now, this is at a time when the minimum wage was $3.80 an hour. So that extra $1 went a long way. Let's see, after high school, went to, after McDevitt, went to Penn State, Harrisburg, where I got my bachelor's of science in accounting. Why accounting? Like, we all grow up, like guys grow up, oh, I want to be a firefighter, I want to be a cop, I want to be a doctor, something like that. I wanted to be an accountant because I wanted to have a job. I had heard a longtime mentor of mine had mentioned that he had happened to have the opportunity to go into his own family business, which was the produce shipping business. In fact, Santana Banana, if you've ever seen it downtown. He instead didn't want to wake up that early. So they start their day at 3 o'clock in the morning. He went into the accounting business, and I'll never forget it. John, you'll always find a job, and even if the place closes, you'll be the second to last one out. Fair enough. Fair enough. So with college graduate in hand, CPA license in hand, my first professional gig, I joined a regional CPA firm. They have an office in Harrisburg and one in Philadelphia, where I met my wife, where I've been married with whom I've been married for nearly 20 years. After that, I went to Ernst & Young. Huge, tremendous CPA firm. And then Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. I was the CFO there for 8 years. And then after all of that, I hung my own shade. I'd had enough of the multi-billion-dollar companies, and I'd had enough of big clients and this, that, and the other thing. No, I started out as, I started my own business as a fractional CFO. Enter Bearings Straight, the name of my business. So I had for years been approached by so many people. John, you know, I'd love to have you work with you. I just don't need you full time. I just don't. These are people with whom I went to college, people with whom I went to high school, entrepreneurs, you name it. They're growing their business, they need that help, but they just didn't need me full time. Okay, well, after all of those years, you know, why not turn this into a business? Thus, fractional CFO. So, fun fact, 50% of businesses fail either by or before their 5th birthday. And despite countless guides, coaches, consultants, businesses still fail. Why? Because these would-be resources, they tend to focus on practices of existing large businesses. The ones that I've walked away from. Most business resources, they can't tailor their advice to that small business. And this is for-profit, non-profit, you name it. And if you're a for-profit, not making profit, I'll happily help you fix that. So it's absolutely true. They need that guidance. Small businesses, medium businesses, you name it. They need that guidance and support. of a CFO, a true finance person, not your bookkeeper, not your accountant, not your tax preparer, but a CFO. And at their bearing straight, as a fractional CFO, I serve as a trusted advisor. I give clear direction as to how to have a successful business. I help business owners achieve consistent positive cash flow. That is the foundation of any successful business. Consistent positive cash flow and increased profitability. I focus on core concepts, again, consistent positive cash flow. Set goals, set targets. What do we do to meet these targets, to achieve these goals? I don't serve as an extension of staff, rather as that trusted advisor, that consigliere, to use the ancient tongue of truly like an outsourced counsel, but instead from a financial perspective. I simply help business owners to get their bearings straight. When I am not helping owners, I am hiking, camping, binging series on streaming media platforms. I also participate in a weekly podcast on true crime, compelling stories, and vintage cinema. That's it. Oh, that's not it. I'm sorry. Why Rotary? Yes, thank you for asking, Scott. Why Rotary? So, I was at a mixer at a Carlisle chamber, and I met Sean A. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do not know Sean, you need to fix this error in your life and meet him. He is just motivating, always happy. And I mean, if it was going to be anything that got me into Rotary, it was going to be Sean. It's interesting, you know, I worked at Ernst & Young, huge, tremendous CPA firm, and the partner who had mentored me there, his name is Steve Bologna. He was a member of this Rotary for a number of years, and he always mentioned the service and what it meant, and how it was great to, you know, if you're successful in business and you're successful in this, you can be successful at so many things, help other people to have that same success. So everything just clicked. Again, thanks, Sean, for introducing me to the Harrisburg Rotary, number 23 in the world, but number 1 in your heart. And thank you all for having me.
The password is in the board agenda.